Hello everybody. Meant to do this video yesterday but didn't have the chance in the end. I've just completed my TEFL course, if you recall, if you watched my last video, and it meant sort of downloading all the videos from the class, which was very time consuming. So I've got all those for future reference, even though a lot of them won't apply at the moment because I'm hoping to do some classes online which will fit around my budding career in other things that I'm trying to get started, like the art. So I'm still very inspired by this journaling lark, and as I probably showed you last time, I began with all things goddess, which will be a theme. Obviously I'm looking at the Greek tales and things. Now, it was a friend that purchased this book for me. I find books so inspirational, amongst other things. And this is about, say hello. This is about the goddess of Avalon, which I began with my first page, as I showed you. So this is a renewed spiritual path for the 21st century by Kathy Jones, priestess of Avalon, priestess of the goddess. Yeah, and I think, you know, as I may have mentioned before, I think cultivating that energy then, that goddess energy, is so important, because I think that's inextricably tied up with the earth, which is a feminine creative energy which we need to truly nurture now. Hashtag save soil and all that. I'm still cluing myself up about all that. And actually the work I've done on the Beetles and Inordinate fondness of Beetles is sort of tying into that, really, because obviously insects do so much, don't they? I haven't found out yet what they do. I'll have a little read of that. I've just been concentrated on the pictures, of course, do some artwork. They must do a lot for the soil, mustn't they, Beetles? And they like lots of things they haven't even discovered. All the Beetles, yeah, there's more being discovered things. Now, that was one of them there. Didn't go so well. That needs more work, that one. And I've got this one there. So I cut up the page that I was working on from my mixed media pad. Now in future I might just stick the paper in and work on top, but I was just experimenting and drew a few Beetles on the same page, and then I've cut them up then. I love the way that gold one has turned out there. And I'm pretty happy with that one too. So I'm going to do like some writing and bits on there then, maybe with some nice bronze Sharpie, which I love. I have to get more of those. I've really enjoyed using my new Pritt sticks. Now I'm sure there's other glue sticks that work really well, but I had a cheap one which was terrible. I've had to throw away, and I just went for, and I just love that. Not that I endorse glue sniffing at all, but that smell of Pritt stick, that is just priceless, isn't it? You know, from childhood. So yeah, so I had a couple of days of working on some bits. I still haven't received, so I've got the one book that I received, but Odysseus with those lovely drawings. I haven't attempted any of those yet, but I'm still waiting on the copy of Odysseus, which is by the same illustrator of this one, which I just love the illustrator. So I did another one from there. So I thought I'll just do a drawing with my my lovely Faber-Castell pencils there. So again, that's another depiction of Perseus. Clear there, so I'm holding it. Odysseus and Andromeda when she's going to be eaten by this sea creature. So this is the heroes, Perseus. Then down from the height of the air fell Perseus like a shooting star, down to the crests of the waves, while Andromeda hid her face as he shouted, and lifted his fair Andromeda in his arms and flew with her to the cliff top, as a falcon carries a dove. So I'm leaving sort of space for kind of there's like another drawing in this one that I'd like to do as well. And obviously, like I said, I'm waiting on the book to do some drawings of Odysseus, and I might attempt some from the book I've got. And as I was drawing this, I was listening to a lovely man, a Welsh scholar, that talks about Welsh folklore and things. Celtic Source on both Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, he's on all social media. Gwilym, his name is. And I just wrote down this quote because, of course, you know, obviously the mythology of the Greeks and the goddesses and things, as in the goddess of Avon as well, all ties in. You know, there's these myths about the gods and goddesses across all cultures, isn't there? All countries. So I just wrote just another blank page here, something I can do on mythological women who are associated with wells, and in brackets I put the well of sovereignty in Celtic myth. So that was a Spotify podcast that I listened to called The Well of Sovereignty. Very interesting. These goddesses seem to appear from all these water sources, and in Glastonbury there's the well that runs down from here, the Tor, somewhere around the Tor, I believe. I don't know where the source is, but it runs down the hill, and there's a lovely temple and things. You can collect water. That's the White Spring, and then there's the Red Spring. So yeah, it's a really interesting place, and the water is meant to be very healing, of course. So yeah, showed you those Beetles. What else? So yeah, got my my dragon here still. Quite a nice idea to, as I said before, kind of just, if you've got the space, stick pieces that you haven't quite finished or could do with more work on the wall, and then you could, I mean, that cat is finished. I just popped that there for you to see in the last video, but I finished off this dragon here now. There's just a bit more wings to do with the leg, sort of wasn't going anywhere, the back leg, so I put a little bit more gold in there for the wings, and I just need to finish this off. You can see the bottom segment of there. Yeah, what else am I doing? I'd like to do some more on the Beetles. Still waiting on that book. I've been watching, again, I've been watching some Andy Warhol. I did post on Instagram about the documentary on Netflix. That was really inspiring. I mean, he was very forward thinking. I suppose a lot of artists are, aren't they? And sort of that famous quote of his, everyone will be or can be famous for 15 minutes, and that is so relevant, especially now, isn't it, with Instagram and social media and things. Like, everyone can be, can't they? Like, it's so easy to get that fame, albeit for like a short amount of time, or people buy into that and make more similar videos and get a big sort of audience then for their channels and things, or it might just be just a one-off video that just goes viral, as they say, isn't it? But yeah, this is actually a bottle I got from Glastonbury, from the Chalice Well there, so that's where the Red Springs are. This was bought for me by a dear friend, the same friend that bought me the Goddess book I showed you, Chalice Well. So I always drink my water, my distilled water, which I put into a nice copper pot, and then, very important, plenty of water, especially on a warm day like this one. Yeah, so it's the Jubilee weekend. I don't know what to think of that really. What to think of the royal family or the whole thing. Seems quite an outdated thing. I don't know about you. Yeah, be interesting to hear your thoughts, or see your thoughts, what you think of it, or what you think of the journaling and things I'm doing so far. Yeah, still working on my story and the illustrations for that. Still do some more dragon work, as you can see. But this is really finding this really helpful, as I said before, for just planning work and seeing where I am going forward, sort of thing. So yeah, definitely want to do some more portraiture as well. So watch another older documentary on Andy Warhol on YouTube. So I wouldn't mind popping, a bit of something inspired by him in the journal. As well as that, watching Sky Arts with the portrait challenge. As you know, you may know I love portraiture. Need to do some more of that to get some more self-portraits going, maybe some of the family members as well, get some practice in, because I really do love that. And I've got fresh canvases that need working on, so yeah, slightly shorter video today. Not my little boy, as you can probably hear in the background. So yeah, so just quickly, yeah, and I use the Caran d'Ache for my Beetles predominantly, along with the oil-based pencils I've got, and acrylic paints as well. Got these lovely ones, as well as some gold ones that are a different make again, I've shown you before. Now I thought that these would be the metallic ones would be aquarelle then as well, that you can use with water, but they weren't. So these metallics were just like some nice kind of coloured pencil pastels. So obviously they weren't blending so well, and I went in with acrylic paint then, metallic acrylic paint. But just experimenting. These are lovely with the actual watercolour ones then, just like the neo colour aquarelle blend really nicely with water then. But yeah, like I said, that's the nice thing about the journal. It's just about getting ideas in there. They don't have to be amazing pictures. You need to give yourself some grace in the journal for like doing some work that you're not completely like that. I don't like that one, but I can rework it. However, I really like that one that I came up with, and I'm quite pleased with that one. So so yeah, it's about kind of not being put off. Just I think the quote is inspiration finds you working. So like you've got to keep working, keep doing little drawings of things and stuff, and that should spur you on. Obviously I'm still doing doodles and things to help me with my own illustrations for the books I'm currently writing. So I'm just like honing some illustration skills by like copying. There's the Moomins, obviously, Tove Jansson, my love. So I might do a couple of those and stick those in the journal with my trusty Pritt stick as well. So yeah, just have fun, isn't it? And hopefully come up with some delightful works of art out of it that you can be really proud of as well then eventually, isn't it? That's the aim. And yeah, obviously I hope to make a career of this amongst other things till I go, as I said, with the TEFL and with my writing. So I think these days especially you need sort of more than one thing going on, isn't it? Which is fine. We're sort of born with these gifts. Let's not be afraid of them. Let's have the courage to use them, and Ironically, the first dragon I did here was from the tarot card, which was courage. That's certainly something, yeah, that's needed along our journey as artists, or whatever we endeavour to do, isn't it? Okay, well, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm going to do a video every 2 weeks now, so it'll be the week after next for my next one. Thanks guys, have a brilliant bank holiday weekend, whether you're celebrating with family and friends for the Jubilee or have decided not to for whatever reasons. The choice is yours. Don't know whether it's a good thing or not, but it's certainly a good thing to party and have fun and spread good vibes, isn't it? So take care, lots of love everybody, bye.